Polymarket plays and analysis. Iran conflict. Important disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing in this video constitutes financial advice, investment advice, or any recommendation to buy, sell, or place bets on any prediction market. Prediction markets involve risk. Past odds are not indicative of future outcomes. Always do your own research. The host is not a licensed financial advisor. Good evening, I'm your host for tonight's Polymarket Plays and Analysis, where we dive into the latest prediction markets data to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of what the crowd is saying about various global events. Let's start by examining market number 1. Will the US invade Iran before 2027? According to Polymarket data, the current odds stand at 18.5%, 81.5%, indicating that the majority of bettors do not believe an invasion will occur within this timeframe. This suggests that the crowd is relatively optimistic about a peaceful resolution or diplomatic efforts taking precedence over military action. The trading volume for this market currently sits at $31,864,378, which demonstrates a high level of confidence among bettors in their predictions. The sheer amount of capital invested in this market underscores the significance placed on this event by the crowd, implying that they are closely monitoring developments and adjusting their bets accordingly. Moving on to market number 2, will the Iranian regime fall before 2027? Here, we see odds of 10.5%, 89.5%, revealing a stark contrast in perception compared to the invasion scenario. The majority of bettors believe that the current regime will not collapse within this timeframe, indicating a relatively stable outlook for Iran's political landscape. The trading volume for this market is significantly lower than market number 1, at $18,651,132, which may suggest that bettors are less confident in their predictions regarding the Iranian regime's stability. However, it's essential to note that even with lower trading activity, the crowd remains skeptical about a regime collapse within the given timeframe. Market number 3, US-Iran nuclear deal before 2027. Asks whether a comprehensive agreement will be reached between the two nations. The current odds stand at 75.5%, 24.5%, indicating that bettors are overwhelmingly optimistic about the possibility of a successful negotiation and eventual signing of such an accord. The trading volume for this market, while relatively low compared to others, still totals $1,505,040, demonstrating a notable amount of interest in the outcome from the crowd. The high odds in favor of a nuclear deal suggest that bettors are betting on diplomatic efforts taking precedence over potential roadblocks or disagreements between the two nations. Market number 4, Iran nuke before 2027. Focuses specifically on whether Iran will develop its own nuclear capabilities within this timeframe. According to Polymarket data, the current odds are 7.3%, 92.7%, indicating that bettors overwhelmingly believe Iran will not pursue nuclear development in the coming years. The trading volume for this market is relatively low at $619,507, which may suggest a lack of confidence among bettors about Iran's ability to develop its own nuclear capabilities within the given timeframe. However, it's essential to note that even with lower trading activity, the crowd remains skeptical about such an outcome. Market number 5, Iran nuclear test before 2027. Asks whether Iran will conduct any nuclear tests during this period. The current odds stand at 7.5%, 92.5%, indicating that bettors believe it is highly unlikely that Iran will engage in nuclear testing within the given timeframe. The trading volume for this market, while relatively low at $196,047, still demonstrates a notable amount of interest from the crowd. The high odds against a nuclear test suggest that bettors are betting on international pressure and diplomatic efforts to prevent such an event from occurring. Finally, market number 6, will Iran withdraw from the NPT before 2027? asks whether Tehran will choose to leave the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, within this timeframe. The current odds stand at 7.3%, 92.7%, indicating that bettors believe it is highly unlikely that Iran will abandon its commitment to the NPT. The trading volume for this market, while relatively low at $123,834, still demonstrates a notable amount of interest from the crowd. The high odds against withdrawal suggest that bettors are betting on diplomatic efforts and international cooperation to maintain Iran's membership in the treaty. In conclusion, tonight's analysis has provided us with valuable insights into how the crowd is viewing various scenarios related to Iran and the Middle East conflict. By examining these markets through Polymarket data, we can better understand the collective perception of these events and the confidence levels among bettors. Polymarket plays and analysis. Iran vs. USA conflict update. Recent news surrounding the Iran-US conflict has seen a mix of developments, with some indicating potential progress towards a deal to end the war. Here's a summary of key stories and their implications for the ongoing tensions. Story 1. Surviving a missile strike in the Strait of Hormuz. A former seafarer, Sunil Punia, shared his account of surviving a missile strike on an oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz at the start of the Iran-US war. This personal story serves as a grim reminder of the human cost of the conflict. Significance. While not directly impacting negotiations, this story highlights the devastating consequences of military action in the region, which may influence public opinion and diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis. Market interpretation. Some bettors might view this account as evidence that the war's toll on innocent lives could lead to increased pressure for a peaceful resolution. However, others may see it as a reminder of the stakes involved, potentially increasing skepticism about potential deals. Story 2. Progress in US-Iran talks. According to Marco Rubio, significant progress has been made in US-Iran talks aimed at ending the war. Iranian news agencies have reported that any deal could lead to shipping levels through the Strait of Hormuz returning to pre-war levels within weeks. Significance. This development suggests that diplomatic efforts are making headway, which could pave the way for a resolution to the conflict. Market interpretation. Bettors might interpret this progress as a sign that negotiations are moving in a positive direction, potentially increasing optimism about a deal being reached. However, others may remain cautious due to lingering disagreements and the complexity of resolving the crisis. Story 3. Proposed US-Iran peace deal. The proposed peace deal aims to reopen the Strait of Hormuz amid ongoing disputes. This development underscores the need for compromise on both sides to achieve a lasting resolution. Significance. The proposal highlights the need for creative solutions that address the concerns and interests of all parties involved in the conflict. Market interpretation. Some bettors might view this proposal as an indication that the US and Iran are serious about finding a peaceful solution, potentially increasing confidence in their ability to reach an agreement. Others may remain skeptical due to the complexity of resolving the crisis. Story 4. U.S. arms sales to Taiwan on pause. U.S. arms sales to Taiwan have been put on hold to ensure adequate munitions for Iran operations. This development is part of a larger picture, with some analysts seeing it as a response to recent comments from Donald Trump casting doubt over the U.S.'s enduring support for Taiwan. Significance. While not directly related to the Iran-US conflict, this news highlights the ongoing tensions in the region and the potential for these issues to intersect and influence one another. Market interpretation. Some bettors might view this development as a sign that the U.S. is prioritizing its military capabilities in response to the Iran-US crisis, potentially increasing concerns about the risk of escalation. Others may see it as a pragmatic decision aimed at ensuring adequate resources for ongoing operations. Story 5. Death toll from Israeli strikes on Lebanon. The death toll from Israeli strikes on Lebanon has passed 3,000, marking a grim milestone in the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah since March. Despite nominal ceasefires, violence continues to plague the region. Significance. This development underscores the complexity of resolving conflicts in the Middle East, where historical tensions and regional dynamics can complicate diplomatic efforts. Market interpretation. Some bettors might view this news as evidence that underlying tensions remain unresolved, potentially increasing skepticism about potential deals or peace agreements. Others may see it as a reminder of the need for sustained international pressure to address these issues. Story 6. Trump announces potential deal amid cloud of mistrust. Trump announced progress on an Iran peace deal, signaling the Strait of Hormuz could reopen soon. This development comes amid lingering mistrust between the U.S. and Iran. Significance. The announcement highlights the ongoing efforts to find a peaceful solution to the conflict, despite challenges in building trust between the parties involved. Market interpretation. Some bettors might view this development as an indication that Trump is committed to finding a resolution, potentially increasing optimism about a deal being reached. Others may remain cautious due to the complexities of resolving the crisis and the need for sustained international pressure. In conclusion, recent news surrounding the Iran-US conflict has seen a mix of developments, including potential progress towards a peace agreement and ongoing tensions in the region. While predictions are impossible, market bettors might interpret these events as evidence that diplomatic efforts are making headway or that underlying challenges remain unresolved. Once again, this content is strictly for informational and entertainment purposes. We are not affiliated with Polymarket or any prediction market platform. Nothing discussed here should be taken as a recommendation or inducement to participate in any market. Consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.